All right. I want to know the story behind the story. You wrote this, you directed it, fantastic work. But the whole time I'm like, where did she come up with this? Tell me.
I know, I wish I had a good answer. I mean, I'm the kind of writer that gets ideas from my unconscious. So I literally woke up one morning and in my like half awake state, I saw these two women with their long hair and this man. And I thought, don't fall back asleep, get your phone, start getting this down. Maybe this is something. And that is just to say, like, I think it comes from my whole life and being a mom and being a daughter and to the point where it just kind of came out fairly fully formed.
What stood out most to you about this story?
Oh, everything. I'd never read this script, and that was the thing that stood out the most. And that's when I know I found something really special because it's such a rare thing these days. You know, everything just seems to have been done, and we're just doing kind of different versions of the same things. And then when I read this, I thought, oh, thank God, there's still this voice out there, this visionary who is creating new content, and it really reminded me of the golden age of independent film. You know, these surreal, dreamlike art films that are deeply rooted in intense emotion and feeling and what Miranda's so good at.
Well, I'm glad you said that because my second question for you today is, I mean, this is a story about family. Yes, they're dysfunctional, but in their world, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, it's normal for them. Am I right?
Right, of course. Yeah, this is the right way to do things.
You know, according to them. What was the guidance that you gave your cast? And I'm going to get to the cast in a minute because it is an incredible cast, but what kind of guidance did you give them?
Well, I mean, each character is so different and each actor's process is different. You know, like Deborah, you know, we talked for weeks alone, just the two of us. She auditioned different limps for me. You know, Richard Jenkins is the kind of person who doesn't want to know their backstory, like doesn't want to do that. Like all he needs to know is on the page. Evan, you know, we had a beautiful rehearsal process where we kind of found old Dolio in her body and mentally and psychologically. So yeah, each person is so different.
You kind of feel like you're right. It's not a story that we've seen before. You kind of feel like you're going along the ride with this family. And to that, I'll ask, I mean, should we feel sorry for them?
I think so. I think sometimes as parents we do things thinking it's for the best, not realizing how badly it's going to backfire later. And you know, every generation sort of wakes up and realizes something that was not working about the previous generation that they want to fix. And that's how we evolve and grow. But I think sure, I think they really do love old Dolio, but feel like they're doing her a favor by not treating her as a child and treating her more like a peer.
How many?
Um,
Go ahead.
no, well, and I just think the key ingredient that they're missing is everyone has a deep desire to be seen and understood, and they just
I'm so
refuse to do that with her, and that's the real tragedy.
I'm here in Houston, as you know. Urban Cowboy was a huge movie here. When I saw that Deborah Winger was back and she was in your film, I got so excited. Tell me what it was like to work with her.
I mean, she is so intense. Like, I gotta be honest with you, I'm still recovering. Like, she is one deep, intense, brave lady. I mean, I will say, because she's hot. Like, she continues to be hot, and so to have like no makeup, this long gray hair, a limp, it was wild. Like, she just doubled down on that, you know. And I think it wasn't comfortable or familiar, but she used that discomfort to make that character.
What was it like to work with everybody? I'm gonna zero in on working with Deborah Winger. What was that like?
Oh, I mean, she's a legend, you know, and it's a rare treat nowadays to really get to go toe to toe with her. And so I it was a very special experience. We got along really well. You know, I've been doing this for over 25 years now, since I was a kid, and so I'm used to a much more old school approach, I think. And so it was nice to be back with an actor who had similar techniques or wanted to dive in as much as me. And I don't know, you don't see that a lot nowadays. There's just a certain mentality and style that is rare to find, that only really comes with actors like her and actors that have been around and that knew a very different industry and acting was just, I feel like it's just not taken as seriously now almost, it's like, oh, you're a celebrity, it's like, but it's an art form. And I think Richard and people like Deborah and Gina, I mean, that's how we approach it, and we respect it and we love it, and we love our characters, and she's very much like that.
My final question for you, Brad Pitt is one of the producers. How did that come to pass?
Well, it's Plan B produced the movie, and that's his company. So it's not like he and I were sitting side by side at a desk or anything, but he does, participate in the decision of all the movies they make. The main person I worked with there is Dee Dee Gardner, who's, a real veteran and connoisseur of some of my favorite films.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your honesty today. I love the rawness that you tell when you tell your stories, and in your films, you have this rawness and this honest approach to what you do. And I truly, truly respect you for that.
No, thank you so much.